Here's something nobody's saying: you're not behind on AI. I know it feels that way. Every week there's a new model, a new tool, a new guy on YouTube telling you everything's changed again. But the truth is, most people who are using AI every day still don't actually understand how it works, and because of that, they're getting mid results and blaming the tool. I build with AI, not just chat with it. I build agents, automate workflows, ship apps. And the difference between people who get powerful outputs and people who don't isn't the tool they're using, it's how they think about what they're giving it. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how AI actually works under the hood, how to prompt it properly as a builder, and how to set yourself up so you're genuinely ahead of the curve, not just watching tutorials about it. Let's strip this back to basics because if you understand this one thing, everything else clicks. AI doesn't think, it predicts. That's it. It was trained on an enormous amount of text, documentation, code, forum threads, books, Stack Overflow debates, GitHub repos, all of it. And from that, it learned to predict, given this input, what's the most likely next token to follow. A token isn't a word, by the way, it's more like a chunk of a word. Unbelievable might be 3 tokens. The word A is 1. When you send a message to Claude or GPT or Gemini, it's breaking your input into tokens and predicting what should come next, one at a time. Here's why that matters. For you as a builder, the model doesn't have opinions. It doesn't know your project. It doesn't know your stack, your constraints, your end user. What it knows is patterns, billions of patterns. And the more relevant context you give it upfront, the better it can use those patterns to help you specifically. This is why people get rubbish outputs. They type build me a login page and wonder why it gives them something generic. That's like hiring a senior developer, not telling them your tech stack, not telling them your design system, not telling them what the app does, and expecting a great result. The AI isn't the problem, the input is the problem. Most people treat AI like a search engine with better grammar. You ask it something vague, it gives you something vague back, and you either accept it or give up. That's not how builders use it. There's a 4-part structure I use for almost every prompt, and once you internalize this, your output quality goes up immediately. First, role. Tell it who it's being. Not in a weird role play way, just orient it. You are a senior TypeScript developer working on a Next.js app, is already filtering out everything irrelevant in its training data and focusing it on exactly the domain you need. It's like narrowing a spotlight. Second, context. This is the big one that most people skip. Give it your actual situation. Paste in your existing code. Explain what the app does. Tell it what's already been tried. Tell it what constraints you're working with. The model has a context window. Use it. You can give it thousands of words before it even starts responding. If you're building something with NADN and you need it to understand your workflow structure, paste the JSON. If you're debugging a Supabase query, paste the schema. Don't summarize, give it the real thing. Third, command. Be specific about what you want it to do, not help me with this. Tell it the actual task. Refactor this function so it handles null values without throwing. Write a system prompt for an AI agent that processes inbound email leads. Identify what's causing this 41 error and give me 3 possible fixes. Make the implicit explicit. The more precise your ask, the more precise the answer. Fourth, format. Tell it how you want the output. Do you want a code block only? No explanation? Do you want a numbered list of options? Do you want it to walk you through its reasoning first? If you don't specify, it'll guess, and it'll usually guess wrong for your use case. The quality of what you get back will never exceed the quality of what you put in. That's not a motivational quote, it's literally how the model works. I know this is not what you want to hear when there's a new model every week, but stop switching. Pick one and actually learn it. I see this constantly. People who are bouncing between ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Grok, and every new thing that drops. And when you ask them to show you a prompt they're proud of, it's 3 words. They haven't mastered anything, they're just consuming hype. Learning AI is like learning an instrument. If you try to learn piano, guitar, and drums all at the same time, you'll be average at all three. Pick one, go deep, and the others become easy later because you understand the fundamentals. If you're writing code, building agents, doing long complex tasks, Claude is the one. Claude Sonnet is what I use for the heavy lifting. Long context, strong reasoning, excellent at following structured instructions. If you're doing a lot of research or you're already deep in the Google ecosystem, Gemini is genuinely good and it's only getting better. The integration with Google Drive and Docs alone makes it useful in a different way. ChatGPT is still worth knowing. It's the most widely integrated, it's got the biggest ecosystem of plugins and custom GPTs, and if you're building things for other people, there's a good chance they're already using it. But pick one, go deep on it, learn its quirks, its strengths, where it falls flat. That knowledge compounds. Jumping around doesn't. There's a mode most people operate in with AI where they do all the thinking, write everything out, and then ask AI to tidy it up. That's using AI as a very expensive spell checker. Flip it. Instead of coming in with all the answers, come in with the problem and let AI do the heavy lifting. Ask it questions first. What information do you need from me to help me build this? Let it drive the discovery. This is called pull prompting. You're pulling information out of it rather than just dumping information in and hoping for a good result. When I'm starting a new project, say building an agent in ATN, instead of immediately asking it to write the workflow, I'll say, I want to build an AI agent that does X. Before we start, ask me everything you need to know to design this well. Then it asks me 10 questions. I answer them. And then when I say now build it, the output is dramatically closer to what I actually need. This saves hours of iteration. This is the one that will genuinely change how you work, and almost nobody does it properly. Every time you start a new chat with an AI, it knows nothing about you. You're starting from zero every single time. The fix is what I call a context file. Think of it as a README for your AI, a document that describes who you are as a builder, what you're working on, what your tech stack is, your conventions, your constraints, your goals. Go to Claude and say, I want to create a context file I can paste at the start of any AI chat. You're going to ask me questions one at a time about my projects, my tech stack, my workflow, and my goals, and then use my answers to write it. Now, every time you start a session on Claude, Cursor, or any AI tool, you paste that in first. You go from stranger to informed collaborator in about 3 seconds. If the context file is about giving AI context on you, system prompts are about building tools that work consistently without you having to explain yourself every time. Think of a system prompt like the settings of a machine. You define how it behaves, what it focuses on, what it ignores, what format it always responds in, and then it just does that every time. For builders, this is the foundation of agent work. Every AI agent you build, the system prompt is what makes it actually useful. It defines the agent's behavior, its boundaries, its output format. AI is getting better fast. And the question I get asked a lot is, what's the point in learning this if it's all just going to change? Here's my answer. The tools change. The fundamentals don't. There are three things that are hard for AI to replicate. The first is product intuition. Knowing not just how to build something, but whether it should be built, whether people will actually use it. The second is systems thinking. Connecting systems, understanding how your database schema affects your API performance, how one change ripples through the whole architecture. The third is taste. The ability to look at something and know it's not right even before you can articulate why. AI gives you the first draft. Taste is what gets you from first draft to something worth shipping. Look, you are not behind, but you can get ahead right now, today, just by changing how you're using the tools you already have. Pick one AI tool and go deep on it. Build your context file this week. If any of that's useful to you, subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.